What are the cycles fathers pass down that sons are left to heal? What if being a man wasn't about holding it all together, but learning how to let go? This is a space where men speak truth and find the power to heal and transform. I'm Mike Della Rocha. Welcome to Sacred Lessons. Sometimes we're told we have to fit into one story, but our lives, our cultures hold multitudes. Welcome to Sacred Lessons. I'm Mike Della Rocha, and today I'm honored to sit with Curly Velásquez, a storyteller who's brought our communities to screens big and small. Curly isn't just shaping narratives about the diversity of the Latino community, he's living them. And today, we're going to talk about identity, grief, and how storytelling becomes a bridge to heal ourselves and each other.
Wow. That was beautiful.
Oh, thank you.
Thank you so much for having me, by the way. This is really beautiful and amazing.
I've been looking forward to this for probably like 20 years.
Wow. That's crazy. That's how old I am. That's wild. Literally.
No, I was talking to my partner this morning and I was like, we met Curly when I was in like my late 20s. I don't want to say how old I am now, but that was a very long time ago.
Yeah, I know. I was a kid. I was broke. By the way, you met me at maybe my lowest in my entire life. Like, by the way, I love so much of this show. I'll tell you about that now, but I love this show's called Sacred Lessons. Okay. And I love that you're having all these amazing people coming on and sharing what it is that they've learned and everything. In my head, I always think that when I become an ancestor, I'm going to be like Eddie Murphy's character in Mulan, Mushu, where he's like a tiny little like salamander looking ass dragon and is like, look alive, look alive, look alive. And he's like waking up all the spirits and we're going to have mischief and fun. And so I'm excited to talk about life in a silly, mischievous way because it's very much my energy and my vibe. Like I just, I had a grandmother who was just super mischievous and dirty and malcriada, and that's how she raised me. And there's nothing that... You can't say anything that scares me. You can't say anything that offends me unless it offends somebody else in the room. Then I'll maybe ask you to change your language a little bit. But if it's me, I don't give a fuck,
So we're going to have a wild, beautiful conversation.
Absolutely. But what were we saying before that, before I interrupted you?
No, I was just saying that it's been a long time coming.
Yes.
Oh I've always admired you.
Thank you for having me.
For your unapologetically being you. And
thank you for that.
You modeling for me, for a lot of us, if not all of us, that just be yourself. And being yourself will actually draw. Because like if we met each other at our lowest.
Yeah.
And now I'm like, I'm telling him Curly's coming on the show. They're like, amazing. No, he's not. I'm like, he's coming.
I love that so much. Please give him my love.
Yes.
I remember that time I didn't believe in showering, so I never showered. I didn't believe in underwear, so I never had underwear on. And I would wear jeans that were always showing my crack and showing everything.
Well, that was on purpose.
No, it was on purpose. Exactly. Pero también no me bañaba. Like I didn't, I didn't shower, so I smelled. One time we met at a show, at a fashion place. One time I smelled so bad, they sent me home. They were like, what the fuck is that smell? And I was like, I think it's me. And they were like, okay. And I was like, can I go home? They were like, yeah, go home. But I like didn't give a shit. I was like drunk all the time. Like I like was snorting everything under the sun. I didn't give a fuck. I thought I was going to die when I was like 27 years old. So I just didn't care. And I just was like living life to the fullest. In a way, I did kind of die at 27, 28 because I went sober. And my whole career took off. Wow. My whole life changed because I stopped drinking alcohol and doing drugs and sleeping with random guys in alleys,
Well, so this theme is coming up so much. And even in this conversation about our ancestors and us becoming future ancestors.
Yes.
I'll talk about your grandmother in a little bit, but when we both transition, what do you want people to remember Curly for?
Damn, I want, Maya Angelou used to say that people won't remember the things that you did. They just remember how you made them feel, right? And I always think that, I hope, one of the reasons why I stopped drinking was because I wanted people's experience with me when they were hanging with me is to walk away feeling just better and good. And so I hope that people will be like, that kid was made out of love. He just wanted to love, and he just liked love. And then I also hope that they remember me as being mischievous and talking a lot of shit and being playful. And, you know, a lot of times you hear about ghosts like opening drawers and doing stuff. And I hope that you think of me when you're in the shower, like just peeking over the cortina or banging the cabinets in the kitchen, making a beat, you know, like whatever. If something mischievous happens when I'm gone, I hope that you're like, oh, that's for sure Curly. He's a troll. I'm a troll.
You're a troll.
Yeah.
Well, I will say, the minute you walked into the studio, everyone on the team, you looked them in the eye and you made them feel love.
Oh, I love people.
So you succeeded in being a current living ancestor.
Thank you for that. I really love that.
Yes.
I really feel like, to me, I love God. I think people's idea of what God is like, I was watching this thing on Jubilee last night. They're killing it, by the way. But I was watching this thing on Jubilee, and it was like an atheist versus like a bunch of people who believed in God. And they were all giving like all these answers to the atheists of like of what they believe God is, like this man sitting on a throne. And I think it's like gravity. I think it's the energy that holds the atoms together. I think it's like, you know, all the things that create matter and create the sun and light and the birds singing in the morning and the trees waking up and all that little ant on the table right here is like God, you know? And like, so when I see people, I go like, wow, I get to witness you and celebrate you in real time and see you and we see each other. And I don't know if it's because I'm getting old, I'm turning silver, but I get emotional, like just seeing people and I love it. And I genuinely love it. I'll be on the freeway. I was talking to my best friend yesterday and I'm just on the freeway to work. And I was looking at people and I was like, I don't know if it's because I'm getting older or what, but I'm looking around and I'm like, all these people are so beautiful. And I don't think they know how beautiful they are. And I saw these two girls on the opposite freeway the other day. And I think they were shocked to see each other on the road. And they did this thing of like, and they were cracking up. And that moment made me so happy. And I think that's God. I think like saying hello and good morning, buenos dias, you know, like that is, you're shaking the energy and waking it up. And I think that that's why when people say that they die or they experience death and they're like, all you feel is love. I think it's just the realization that everything around you is you and you are it. And it loves you because you are it. It's like everything's made of zeros and ones and this wonderful matrix, but you're a part of it. And I also heard this thing that said in the same way that you're aware of God, God is aware that you exist as well. Like all this is all focus and it peaks at you and it holds you in that. And so I think that, you know, all that to say, when I see people and we hang out, I get excited for it.
Yeah. And
don't get it twisted though. By 6 p.m. later today, I'm like, I don't want to talk to nobody. I need to go to bed.
Of course.
I need to have a meal.
Well, you're expending a lot of energy. But, you know, ironically, you know, this show is about healing, mental health, grief, masculinity. And I keep interrogating myself, Curly, that trying to figure out the vocabulary language to talk about people that's stripped of binaries.
Yes.
Like man, woman, gay, straight, black, white, like that. Because it's not real. That's like a figment of someone's imagination that we've took on as real.
Yeah.
And in talking about masculinity, the way I felt right now with you talking is like maybe there isn't a language, because when I think about freedom or liberation or knowledge of self, what you just exude was that. If that makes sense. Like,
yeah, it's just energy.
It is.
I think that like, you know, people, and it's fine. Like that's how we are as humans. We like to label things, whether it's in a good way or in a bad way. We like boxes. It helps us make sense of whatever the hell this is. Like we don't even know what consciousness is.
Right.
Like if you ask somebody like, what is consciousness? You ask the leading scientists of the world, what is it? They don't fucking know. I don't fucking know. Like, what is it?
Right.
And why do I have it? And this little ant, is this ant conscious? I mean, it is, but like maybe in the same way. But I think in terms of like masculinity and femininity, like it's kind of weird for me because I get it and I honor it and I feel it. But there's a part of me, I don't know if you've heard lately people being like, you got to lean into your feminine. You got to lean into your masculine. And I'm like, what does that mean? I don't understand. Like what parts of it? I look at, one of the things that I look at my girls, well, we can use anybody in my life who identifies as a female. They will be like, they'll smell really good. They'll look really good. They'll do the thing. But if I would be like, girl, can you build a sofa? They'd be like, fuck yes, watch me. Watch me build his house. Watch me fucking carry this shit on my fucking head and walk around. And so I'm like, what part of that is, and people are like, that's the masculine. And then they'll tell girls, don't go up to dudes and don't go hit on them. Don't go spit game at them. Why? Like, lean into your feminine. They should come to you. Who gives a shit? Like, go and say what, like, when, that's where I get a little confused. I know what people mean when they're talking about all these things, but I do get kind of like, be you. And if it dips into the two and it plays with the two energies, and if you feel like you being a girl, you being a guy who, if you're a guy that wants to wait a little bit and be a little, you know, a little cute lily, and you know, you want somebody to come and pick you and say hello and whatever, like, then yeah, fucking lean into it. Who gives a shit? Like, my whole thing is that, and I think death has taught me this, you know, I've watched my grandmother die. I watched one of my favorite aunts pass. I watched my pit bull of 10 years pass. And all of them were strong people, like strong beings. Like, you couldn't fuck with my big ass pit bull. People would cross the street when they would see him. You couldn't fuck with my grandma. My grandma would sock bitches in the neck. My grandma used to fight people all the time. She was telling me the story about how when my dad was a kid in El Salvador, it was her and my grandpa and my dad, and the neighbor yelled at my dad. My dad cried. And when my grandpa got home, my grandma told my grandpa, like, yo, you know, tal fulano yelled at our kid. And my grandpa went over, banged on his door, told the guy to come out. He was going to fight this man. So they started duking it out. The woman, the other wife, came out, started fighting with my grandpa, and my grandma started fighting that lady. So they're just these couples just duking it out, you know. And I'm like, and my grandma had that till the day she died. So, you know, fast forward and you see people who are so strong, and suddenly they're just like shells of themselves. They're just bags of bones and flesh, right? Like, and you kind of go like, oh, nothing really matters. Like, it's all just, nothing matters and everything matters. It's like that movie, Everything Everywhere All at Once. Yeah. But you're kind of just like, so if nothing matters, why are we sitting here worried about like sitting in our feminine and our masculine, when the truth is, you should just be living your best life, diva. Shoot your shot. Right. Do whatever the fuck you want to do. Get dirty. And as Miss Frizzle from the Magic School Bus once said, make mistakes. Yeah. Right? Yeah. Like,
is that why? Because what I really honored is you made the conscious choice to be public about your grandmother's health. And I felt like I was in the room with you as the time was coming for the transition. And
yeah, absolutely.
That was part of my inspiration and my own trying to just be myself.
Yeah.
Because I've always been taught you never cry. And I was sharing with Celeste yesterday that when I got my books, you know, they come in a box and you open it and the author's supposed to, oh, like this is the new thing. And Claudia was like, practice. I was like, why? I know I want it like spontaneous, real. She just practice, Mike, because she knew I was gonna get emotional. And if you watch that video, Curly, I open it, I start to like cry, and I stop myself. And that's, the last 3 months has been a process of being able to try to model what you did in front of hundreds of thousands of people with your grandmother passing. Me to say, if I feel like crying in the moment, let it happen. Let that purify.
100. I think 2 points. The first point, I think that as Latinos, as men, we're often told not to cry.
Right.
I think it's like we're taught to be the pillar and the strong one in the room when it comes to our families. We have to be able to, you know, protect our families from an intruder. We have to be able to handle shit when everyone is losing their stuff. We're the ones that have to hold it down. And so, you know, I think that while perhaps well-meaning, like, hey, hold it down, keep it together, we are the heads of our family in a lot of ways. Or not to say that you have to be a man to do that, but it's like what they teach you almost like as a Latin kid. I think that for me, crying honors the moment in a lot of ways. Like, damn, I'm not a crier, but I am so moved in this moment because it's so grand that I am moved to tears. And I think that it allows me, at least, like, to honor it, to go, damn, I fucking love my grandma so much that anybody just bringing her up will move me to tears. That's my girl.
That's your girl.
Like, this is such a beautiful moment that you're opening up a box of books, right? Like, and you've had this amazing, incredible life, but this moment is so grand that in a world where you were raised to not cry, you were moved to emotion.
Right.
Why not honor it?
Right.
You know, it's cool if you got to turn your little face a little bit. You know what I mean? Like, I don't want, you know, I have a shit ton of Botox in my face right now, but like, you know, I can go into the ugly cry and I just might want to do that in private and that's fine. But I think that this shame of crying and not honoring the moment is kind of like, again, honoring God, honoring the emotions that were put into you. Like, do it. I think with my grandma thing, what was interesting is that I actually didn't intend for that to ever happen. I started recording my conversations with my grandma almost over a decade, maybe like 15 years ago. And it started because my grandma was muy grosera. She would ask me the most ridiculous questions that would crack me up. In our family, people were like, oh, Gladys is crazy. Gladys is wild. My grandmother, you know, I would bring my lesbian friends over to her house and she'd be like, ¿Es una lesbiana? And I would be like, yeah. And she would take her tits out and be like, do you like these? Like, would you suck them? And I'm like, oh my God. And my lesbian friends would be like, that's crazy, bro. And I'm like, that's Gladys. Like, I don't know what to, you know, and with me, she'd be like, how do gay men have sex? And everybody in my family would get kind of like, oh my God, Gladys, blah, blah, blah. And me, I would be like, you want to fuck around? Let's play. I'll tell you how gay men have sex. I'll give you all the details from the spit to the lube. Let's go. And she would like play with me back. And she would be like, you do that for free? And I would be like, well, yeah, not, you know, she's like, you don't give that away for free. And so later on, when people started to really trip out on this dynamic of grandson and grandmother, you know, I used to get a lot of heat for it. How can you put this online? How can you talk like this to your grandmother? I'm like, the beauty is that it's actually not me. I was raised well. I respect my elders and I won't say shit like that. The beauty is that it's her playing with me. And so I would record it. And what happened was people started to see the change in her mind in real time.
Exactly. Yeah,
so people who were there, you know, who for the shits and the giggles, suddenly like were watching this woman forget me. And, you know, what's crazy is that she had dementia and Alzheimer's. And what's crazy is that like, it has been the greatest lesson of my life, I think. My grandma like never gave me good lessons on love. She was like, no offense to the men in this room, including me, but she would be like, todos los hombres son ratas de dos patas. Every man is a rat with 2 feet. She had 3 husbands. Till the day she died, she was doing brujeria on all of them. And then, you know, lessons on money, she died poor, very poor. You know, she died like telling me like, don't give anybody your money, keep that shit for yourself. But what she taught me in her dementia was like living in the moment because that's truly all that we have. And I realized that because here I am watching her go through several lifetimes and timelines in real time while she's talking to me, where I'm not her grandson. I'm a man that she was in love with as a teenager. She would be like, what do you mean you're gay? Because she thought I was some other dude that she was in love with. She thought I was her best friend, my tia Alicia, who she crossed the border with, right? Like 2 girls crossing the border together. And all of these timelines happening simultaneously in her mind. And she's looking at me, but she doesn't know who I am, but she knows that she loves me.
Yeah.
And so I tell people, you don't take anything with you when you go that I've seen. Not your beauty, not your health, not your money, maybe not even your memories or your life lessons, right? Not to use quotes on a podcast called Lessons, right? But like, maybe not even your lessons. Maybe all you take with you is the love that you gave and the love that you give and the love that you get. And so, you know, I'm sitting here and I'm talking with her and I think that I think people felt that, oh shit, like she loves him. You know, she doesn't know who she is, but she's rubbing him, you know, while he's next to her and she's telling him, go to sleep. I'll make sure nobody disturbs you. She doesn't know who I am, but maybe her heart does. Maybe her soul does. And so I think people really resonated with that. And actually towards the end, I stopped recording because she no longer could consent to that being recorded anymore. And so a lot of the older videos towards the end are my parents secretly like recording it. And then later on being like, I thought it was a sweet moment. I just wanted to give it to you. But I was just really hesitant because back in the day I used to be like, te voy a grabar, estamos grabando, okay, we're recording. And so she would consent. And then towards the end when she couldn't do that anymore, I was like, I think these moments might just be for us, for me and her. But fuck, man, like.
Well, there's two things coming through me that I have feel compelled to share.
Yeah.
The first thing is that you're allowing us in and sharing that. I'll just speak for myself, gave me permission to also weep and to also be present. Because I wasn't physically in the room, but energetically we felt like we were in the room.
Yes.
And then the other thing that just keeps coming up to my mind was there was an image of you just holding your grandmother's hand. And I was the last one in my family to hold my dad's hand. Probably like 5 minutes before he passed. And I just remember like holding it, and it was worn hands, just like, and so when I was watching that reel, I was like, damn, that's Curly's grandmother's hands, but it's my father's hands.
Yeah.
And they were like bridges, like we were bridging to each other and we were bridging to another world we don't know yet.
Yes.
And that was kind of like, I had never seen that on TV or film. It was literally the intimacy of your private moment, and that choosing to share that story allowed me to have the medicine I needed to be like, one, I'm not alone in my grief.
Yeah.
Two, there's no shame in the tears. And that was allowing me to redefine who I am as a person.
We have to.
Yes.
That's the whole point, right?
Yeah.
I think that when you grieve, you cannot, like, I was talking, I did a show on PBS about death, and there was a death doula that was saying that grief is the price that you pay for loving something.
Exactly.
And you cannot have one with the other. And the only way to get through grief is to grieve. And grief commands that you live in the moment. There's no running.
Yes.
You know, you have this moment of being like, I'm going to go do this, I'm going to do that. And grief is like, no, we feel like shit. This fucking sucks. And so when you get past it and you learn and you live, you kind of go like, oh yeah, and maybe it doesn't feel like it in the moment, but you are witnessing God, you are witnessing spirit, you are witnessing somebody who you loved, and you're celebrating them and you're singing them. You're singing their praises. You become a poet, is what I say. Through your tears and through your emotions and through your light, you have witnessed them. And so one thing that I do, and I've never stopped doing it since the day my grandmother died, is I say her name out loud. I say, you know, in the Bible, it says in the beginning there was the Word, and the Word was God, and the Word was with God. And I always say that he spoke existence, right? And I, with our own divine spark, can maybe shake the dust of death off of them for just one moment. And we get to say like, Gladys, you lived. Wow. You know, Papa, you lived. You live. And you're here, and I can say their name and I can talk about them. And through my grief, through my tears, through my laughter, through my conversations, I get to give them that life again. And I hope somebody does that for me when I go. I hope that somebody is like, you know, Theo Curly was crazy, bruh. Man, like the stories he would tell about snorting shit and sucking dick, he was wild. You know what I mean? Because that's my plan, by the way, getting really old and my real name is Carlitos, not Carlos, but Carlitos. My grandmother gave it to me. It means little Carlos. It means little king, right? I hope to be little, my pants up to here underneath my boobs, giant hats. And I hope that people are like, ahí viene el Don Carlitos, with his little bolsita de pan, because I always have a bag of bread with me.
Yeah.
But I like what you were saying earlier about being there with your dad and holding his hand. We often hear about people having near-death experiences and the souls that they see on the other side. We don't talk about the souls who have the sacred duty or the sacred experience of being the ones that are on the side of the tunnel, who are leading them there and, you know, sending them off in that way. Because I think that they do pick who they do that with. My grandmother always said, va a ser tu papá o va a ser tú que me encuentra aquí muerta, right? My dad was with her when she passed, when she went through the agonal breathing, which is when they, and then they go. And then I was next. And it was me and him that were with her last. And I think like, oh, she knew. And what an honor to have walked her to like that side of the terminal, you know, like.
Yeah. Well, I got chills when you said that because I never processed it in that way. Because in my book, I talk about holding my grandmother's hand when her spirit left. I wasn't holding my dad because it kicked me out of the room when the actual moment, because that's a different vibe when you're actually holding when the last breath is taken. And, you know, ironically, the root of the word spirit is breath.
Wow.
Which is why one of the most revolutionary acts that we could do as people is just breathe, be centered. And that's why all the stuff happening in the world is trying to get us away from our breath, which is our spirit.
Yeah.
And ironically, one of the biggest, that Grief is Love book, Marissa Renee Lee, she's a dear friend. And she basically says, again, no binaries, that your grief is just a symbol of how much love you still have for the person.
Yeah.
And then yesterday, Luis Rodriguez, we were interviewing him, he said, in order to find your truest gift to express and give to the world, you have to go through the grief and the wound to find it, because it lives next door.
Oh, wow.
So all the like revelations you're having since her transition, that's the gift that she left for you to also live your life.
100. And I think that, you know, I want to eventually write my own book, and I need to figure out how it needs to be. But I always called it Abuela Magic. And I always think that Abuela Magic heals in a lot of different ways. And it is one of the most sacred forms of magic, right? The feminine, the elder. But I often talk about too, just the intersectionality, that there was a queer kid that held her at the end of her life. And I always say another magic that is equally as ancient and equally as sacred is this queer magic that finds the Abuela magic. And we celebrate each other and we meet each other at the end. And, you know, grief, I think that it hurts. But when I have my moments in the car and I'm just like sobbing or crying, or I just like, you know, and I'm at home and I'm playing the fucking Gladiator soundtrack with Lisa Gerard. It's fucking amazing. It's really good. And just crying in my chonies at home. Like, I love that I'm honoring her in that way too. Like, I don't know. Maybe it's me being selfish at some point, but when I go and I'm watching everybody from up above, whoever's crying for me, missing me that hard, I'm gonna be like, you were a real one.
You're a real one.
Yeah. I don't see my cousin Michelle crying over here, but I see my cousin Jennifer crying, and I'm
Michelle,
like,
you're on notice right now.
Yeah. Michelle, you forgot to text me for my birthday. I texted you for your birthday. No, I'm kidding. I forgot to. I love you. I love all my cousins. I'm just
Well, let me ask you. So you were talking about the abuelita magic and the queerness magic. And in this moment of changing gender norms, in a crisis, I would argue, of manhood, because maybe manhood shouldn't even have existed in the first place, but it is what it is. And we're living in this world of binaries and truth. When I think about like the more stereotypical men in my life, that check all the boxes of like, they don't cry, they're hardened, emotionally silent, they're tough, they don't ask for help. I'm almost like describing my dad in a lot of ways, but just like this macho man. The ironic thing about it is that what you're really trying to be is like a queer person.
Oh, interesting.
Because when my friends...
That went like, wah, wah.
Because think about it, right? Like the way you're talking about queerness and abuelita magic is freedom and self-expression, and just being you, and not giving a fuck about what anyone thinks. Is the most punk rock thing.
Absolutely.
But isn't that what every man wants to be?
Exactly, 100. I think for me, I like masculinity. I like femininity. I like all those things. Like I like manhood and womanhood and all that stuff. I celebrate it. I enjoy it. I think it's just about redefining it, right? Like I always think about who I want my partner to be, and I always think about it in terms of like, bear with me for a second, in terms of like royalty, right? So if we're the two royal couple in the room, it's not because we're better. It's
Right.
because we are in service of our people, right? We are in service of our community, and how, if we're given this, whatever privilege we have, how can we give that back? How are you the kings and queens or whatever of your own circle? And how can you serve your community in that way? But I think that in the masculine area, it calls you to move slower. Think things clearly. You're the biggest dog in the room. You're the biggest man in the room. You can't lose your shit. You got to make your moves more powerful. Like, if everyone else is freaking out, you're not freaking out. You're chilling. You know how to have a conversation. When that whole Will Smith, Chris Rock thing happened, one of my good friends, who's one of the dopest guys that I know, Marine, veteran, he was talking to me about it. And he was like, if it was me, I would have walked up on that stage. I would have gotten real close. I would have whispered in Chris Rock's ear, and I would have said, you and me, we're having a conversation after this. And I would have went right back to my seat. And I was like, that's sexy as fuck to me. I know that, he went up there and he handled it, he handled his shit, and he's protecting me in a lot of ways. Right. But he's gonna handle his shit after. I think that for me, redefining manhood and being like, yeah, I can cry and I can still throw down and beat your ass. I don't give a fuck. Exactly. I can show emotions and we can still handle our things in the way that we can handle it, Yeah. I'm a gay dude. I'm attracted to the masculinity. I like the being able to be like, can we have a really sweet, cute dinner party and decorate it really nice, but can we also throw down in an alley if we need to?
Right.
I keep talking about this alley, by the way. That's just what's going down in this damn alley?
Well, I mean, I think this is who we are, and that's kind of what I'm trying to get at. Is like, I don't even want to get into politics, but just like, if we really truly want to be free,
yeah,
and we don't want big government, or we don't want people infringing on our rights and telling us what to do, then therefore you should allow the spectrum of all motions to be able to be present. Exactly.
Yeah. Have you seen the movie Lilo and Stitch?
No.
It's a really good movie. It's a good cartoon. I haven't seen the live version yet, but the cartoon's banging.
So I should watch it.
Yes. There's this little alien who has he's like skinny and frail. He has one big eyeball. And he's there because he is studying mosquitoes, and he's there to save the earth because somebody convinced him that mosquitoes are the most sacred thing that he needs to protect. I feel like I'm that alien, and I watch humans, and I'm just like, everybody calm down, first of all. Everybody chill. It is just, everyone is so I'm like, everyone's booty holes are so tight, we could make diamonds in their booty holes. We're so stressed out about stuff. Some of us con razón. There's people in this world where I'm like, yes, babes, you are stressed because something catastrophic just happened to you. Please stress out. But some of us are just tripping out because we don't want to merge on the freeway. And I'm like, what's happening? And so I think that, and again, this is something that death taught me. It's not that serious. We're all going to die. Right. We're all dying right now.
Literally.
We're decaying. And some of us slower than others, but we're all going. And so it's like all of this stuff, I think that as often as you can, look at people, recognize that is an iteration of you in some capacity. We are a leaf. We're all different leaves on the same branch, on the same tree, created by the same energy, So I just am like, I try to, every time I kind of go into different things, and of course I read the headlines, and I am, my politics already, right? I came from an undocumented family in the 80s who came over because of a civil war that was funded by this country, and I'm a queer Latino man that was born in Hollywood, Los Angeles, California. I think it's pretty obvious to know what my politics would be, right? But in saying that, I'm kind of just like, damn, bro, the inevitable is, and this is what a death doula taught me, was that our life, we have big lives, and it is absolutely inevitable for all of us that eventually those lives get smaller. We lose our autonomy. We don't have the ability to take care of ourselves anymore by ourselves. And our lives go from whatever, going to work, to just our block in our neighborhood, to just our home, to just a room in that home, and then just a bed in that room. And that is where we are all going. So if you can make the best of your time, go flirt with that girl at the coffee shop, go shoot your shot, go sing, get on a stage if you want to shing, post that TikTok video. Truly, My friend Maurice, who owns Bloom and Plume, used to be a Black queer-owned coffee shop in LA, used to be like, live your best life, diva. And I think that's what everybody should do. It's just, get it on a tote bag, Maurice. Put it on your gravestone. Everybody, just live as often as you can. Because that's all we have.
Right. Oh, that's beautiful. Well, I want to... So, stories come from the divine and come from places that we will someday go to.
Yeah.
But when we came, we were looking at all the books.
Yeah.
And you chose a book, but there's two things I want to do.
Yeah.
One for me, and I'll set it up, and one for you.
Okay.
So when I left to college, every year my mom would buy me this book because I'm a mama's boy. I was born premature. I wasn't supposed to actually be living. So I always say that I came out fighting from the womb because I was over 2 months premature.
So when were you supposed to be born?
November.
And then when were you actually born?
September.
September what?
11th.
Oh, you wanted to be a Virgo real bad.
I did. That's probably why I'm here right now. I was fighting to come.
That Virgo energy. It's Virgo season.
It is. But so this is one of the books she gave me, and she wrote something in there. It's called I Love You Forever.
Yes.
So 2 things, if you would do me the honor before we close this part. One is read what my mom read, which I haven't read in probably 20 years. And 2, let's just read it because that's from me to you.
Wow. Okay.
Because it's short.
Is it? It's kind of a long book.
It's short. Well, read
my
the
ADHD ass was like, I don't know.
Read at least what my mama said.
I'll read what your mom said.
All right.
But I'll do whatever. This is your show. I'll do whatever you want me to do.
Read that and then give me the book and I'm gonna do something.
Okay.
Okay. Fair enough.
Okay. I will say that. So the book is called Love You Forever.
Who's it by? Just to give.
It's by Robert Munch.
Robert Munch.
Illustrated by Sheila McCraw. I do want to read this really fast back here. It's about a young woman holds her newborn son and looks at him lovingly. Softly, she sings to him, and this is very spiritual too. I'll love you forever. I'll like you for always. As long as I'm living, my baby you'll be. And I, not to keep talking about God and everything, but that's my jam. I think that's what God feels for us all the time. There's a song, my favorite song of all time is By Your Side by Sade. You think I'd leave your side, baby? You know me better than that. And I always think that is God dedicating that to you. So this is dedicated to you by your mom. To my dearest angel. By the way, is your mom still with us?
She is.
Well, they're all with us.
She's probably at church right now.
Oh, Señora, say a prayer for me.
Exactly.
Ask the Lord to send me a check, please. Thank you. Okay. And beauty and health. Thank you. Okay. To my dearest angel, I hope you enjoy this book as much as I do. It's a story which reminds me of how much I love you and always want you to be close to me. By the way, this is in cursive. That's why I'm having a hard time reading the words because
she's been working for Head Start for over 50 years still.
Wow, that's amazing.
Yeah.
I love how a lot of our parents write in cursive still.
Yep.
I'm so blessed to have such a wonderful son like you, and I'm so proud of you. Keep this book as a beautiful story, which I know someday you'll do exactly as the story says, and someday or another. God bless you, my angel. Have a wonderful 21st birthday.
Dang, so that's wow.
All my love, your mother who loves you so very, very much. You'll never know. Gotta love love. Gotta love love. You'll never know, dear, how much I love you.
Let me see something real quick. Well,
I mean, you can read the whole book. This is your show.
No, I know. You know what I'm gonna do?
Yeah.
What was your grandmother's name?
Gladys. Gladys Mobile Garcia. She gave me a PT Cruiser, so that was the name of the PT Cruiser, and that was her name too.
So I'm gonna read something in Gladys's voice.
Okay.
to her, not supposed to have favorites, but I'm going to assume her favorite
her absolute
grandchild.
favorite.
All right, so this is from Gladys, inspired by Robert Munch. Well, Gladys, she got older. She got older and older and older. One day she called Curly and said, "You better come see me because I'm very old and sick." So Curly came to see her. When he came to the door, she tried to sing the song. She sang, "I'll love you forever. I'll like you for always." But she couldn't finish because she was too old and sick. Then Curly went to his beautiful grandmother. He picked her up and he rocked her back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. And then Curly sang this song. "I'll love you forever. I'll like you for always. As long as I'm living, my abuelita you'll be." When Curly came home that night, he stood for a long time at the top of the stairs. Then he went into the room where he saw his beautiful dog that was still there. He picked up his grandmother in his arms and very slowly rocked her back and forth, back and forth. And while he rocked her, he sang to her one last time, "I'll love you forever. I'll like you for always. As long as I'm living, my grandmother you will be." Ashe.
Thank you for that. I love that so much. Thank you. And I mean it. I loved her. She loved me.
Yeah.
Liked, always questionable. If she was a Leo woman, we would have a good few arguments sometimes.
Yeah.
But I loved her always. Thank you for that beautiful.
No, thank you for allowing me to share that.
Thank you.
Something I'm learning to lean into more. It's not like how we started. It's not the masculine feminine conversation. It's leaning into the fact that the people we love the most that leave us are never gone.
Yeah, 100.
And that I have a deeper relationship with my father now in his passing than I did when he was alive.
Mm-hmm.
And when I need something or when I'm crying, he always appears as a butterfly or chills in my arm. And that's what I'm really wanting people to know, like how connected we are. You said earlier, we're leaves on the same tree. Mm-hmm. The medicine that's free for all of us is out in nature.
Oh yeah, 100.
And if you go out in nature and you take off your socks and shoes and you just sit there in front of a tree, the answers you need from your ancestors and from yourself and your own intuition will appear.
Yeah, 100.
And so I felt in this moment, I feel her presence.
I feel it too.
I just shared her words.
I feel that too, yeah.
And
she would make it about, she would be like, and now I'm going to talk.
Exactly.
Again, like Leo asked, like, I'll be on the dance floor. People will be like, I just got to tell you I love you and your grandmother. And I'm like, Grandma, on the dance floor? Like, sure, To your point, though, I always quote Maya Angelou, my favorite Aries. And she would always say, like, that which made the mountain, the stars, and the flea also made me. And so I think that, we're all connected. It's all just the vibrations and the frequency.
Yes.
And I think that I feel like I won the lottery in a lot of ways to grow up in a city with all different cultures in Hollywood. And I think that understanding that you're co-creating in real time with the universe and with the energy all around you, and you can wake up and choose to make a difference in your small circle. It doesn't have to be that big. You can tell the lady at the gas station that her earrings are great, and she'll be like, oh my God, nobody ever complimented my earrings or something, you can make a difference on a small scale and it'll ripple out more than you know. Yep. It's all energy.
It's all energy. So this is one of my favorite parts of every episode.
Woohoo! What's it called again?
It's called the Sacred Five.
Should we announce it? Dum, dum, dum.
Yeah, okay.
The Sacred Five. No?
Is that because you
5, 6, 7, 8. Bing, bing, bing. Welcome to the Sacred Five. Is that better?
I wanted you to do the Sade version. I was waiting for that one.
Oh, Sade is like hey, this is Sade, and this is Sacred Five. I can't do her voice.
Yeah. I'll take it. All right, so Sacred Five, I'm going to say, ask you 5 questions, rapid fire.
Yeah.
1 word, 1 sentence. And it's our way of like giving practical nuggets to the listeners.
I'm probably not going to give serious answers, but let's play.
All right, let's play. Name 3 things that make you feel safe, connected, and whole.
Shit, you said whole, but money makes me feel safe. Safe, connected, and whole. Money, family, and a good meal.
What's your favorite meal?
Oh man, my mom makes a sopa de res. It's the oxtail, the rabo. That's my mouth watered. Oh, oxtail. I'm sorry, cows. I love cows, but damn.
Invite me over. I need to try it.
Damn. Wait, funnily enough, I don't invite people over for this because I'm very selfish with it.
Go back to the feeling of Maya Angelou, please.
I don't share my oxtail. I've had boyfriends come over and they're like, "You're gonna share?" I'm like, "No."
You heard it here.
I'm a brat. I'm a brat for sure.
All right. Number 2, what song, book, or prayer brings you back to yourself?
Sade, By Your Side. I swear to God, listen to it and just imagine that it is the creator singing that song to you. It'll just make so much sense and you'll just be like, oh, that's what this love feels like. And then if you want to hear, she has another song called Baby Father. Baby Father? That's how you knew. And it's from the masculine side. And she's like, me and your dad love you so much that from our love, a flower that is you grew. And then she talks about how your dad would do. By the way, it's not a sentence. I'm sorry. I'm going to 2 Sade songs, By Your Side and Baby Father. I think that's what it's called.
All right. Man, I got to listen to that second one.
Yeah.
I don't remember that one.
Your daddy knows you're a flame. It's so good.
Wow.
It's so good.
Okay. What's one daily ritual or practice that grounds you?
Shit. The real answer, I pray the rosary every day and then I jack off. Not after the rosary, but I do both. Take care of body and spirit.
This is why there's only one Curly Velásquez in the world. I don't think in the history of broadcast, jack off and rosary.
I gotta take care of both. I think God
off
knows, to be honest. God's like,
God knows.
What can I say?
Hey.
I made him a little horny.
God loves you either way.
Yeah, you know?
So, there it is.
Which, by the way, can I tell you, quick sidebar? I think that I have spirits in my house and people are like, what do you think about this? What are the spirits thinking about you? And I'm like, I'm more like, the spirits are probably like, this man is fucking doing this shit again. I got to get out of here. Like,
by the way, I might have to edit that one when I play this for my mom. That's the one.
Oh yeah, please. Señora, rezo rosario y luego.
All right, Mom, I love you. We just read your Love You Forever book. All right. What's one small action listeners can take this week on their healing journey?
Oh man, that's so easy. Go out and give somebody a little bit of love. Give them a little compliment. Like, do something that has nothing to do with you. Pay for the person behind you in line at the drive-thru. Be like, you know what? I like to be like, how much was their order behind me? And if they're like, if it's below 10 or it's $10, I'm like, here's my credit card, pay for them too.
Wow.
Like, just the small ways in which you can make a change every day. And then all that energy comes back to you. It follows you into your front door and through the windows of your home, and it stays with you. Like, it doesn't leave you, and it continues to bless you throughout just because you fucking made one little change.
Yeah, that is true. Last one, Curly.
Yeah.
Share a one-line blessing or quote that inspires you.
Oh, one lesson or quote that inspires me is I quote her every single day, and it's Maya Angelou. Like, love liberates. She says it at the end of Oprah's masterclass. If you can find it somewhere, just type it in. It's love liberates. She talks about her mom passing away. She says, love liberates. It doesn't hold. It doesn't bind. Love says, I love you. It loves you if you're across town. It loves you if you're in Harlem. It loves you if you're in China. She says, I might not be able to be near you. I might not be able to hold you in my arms, but I love you. So go.
Well, Curly, I just want to humbly say thank you.
Thank you for
so
having me.
very much. I usually take this moment to just summarize 3 points that really touched me. The first is that in our mere presence and modeling of who we really are, you can change the world by changing somebody else.
Absolutely.
Because you do that literally every breath you take.
Thank you.
The second thing is that grief is not only love, but the emotions should determine the gender that we are.
Mm-hmm.
And that by that I mean what you've really taught me today is that why are we getting so caught up in labels when we should just be free to be whoever we are.
100.
And we should all celebrate that, accept that, and be that.
100.
And the last thing to quote back is that love, you are love manifested as liberation.
All of us.
Well, on a spiritual side, when I say that to you, I'm saying it to me and to all of us, but you're that like bright light. You're that little king, like your original name
me?
is.
Thanks, guys. That's so nice.
So
Thank you,
they
my
named
friend.
you, you know, naming is a really important thing.
Yeah.
And it's not by chance. It's not by accident. And I love that because a king we think of as, like you said, not better or worse, but in service.
Yeah, in service.
But you're still the little.
Little, yeah.
So it keeps you grounded.
Absolutely. I
So
hope
you'll
to
always be
in
my little
service.
king.
Yes, thank you.
And so I just want to say thank you.
Thank
And
you
I
for that.
always end with just wanting folks to know that we're never alone. We're always loved. And then we're always sacred.
Absolutely.
So thank you for
Thank
blessing
you for
us.
having me. And thank you for having me in your beautiful home. You have a wonderful team. For those listening and watching, there's a whole beautiful army of people behind
there
this.
is.
So, and for lack of better words, this is some nice fancy shit right here. This is good.
This is it. And we will do this hopefully more and more. But just thank
Yes.
you for coming.
Bendiciones to you and bendiciones to everybody watching, and que Dios te cuida.
Cool. Thank you.
Sacred Lessons is a production of iHeart's My Cultura podcast network, Sacred Lessons Media, and the Prince Group. For more of your favorite shows, visit the iHeartRadio app, Apple Podcasts, or wherever you get your podcasts.